Daring to be different. We're Swindon 105.5.
Hello, hi Joseph, welcome to Swindon 105.5. Thank you for taking the time to do the interview with me.
Oh, not at all. Thank you so much for having me on. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much. And so, Joseph, the Treacle People first come onto our screens on the 3rd of May 1996 on CITV, which included 2 series with 13 episodes and a Christmas special. How did the show come about and how did it feel to have grown up with an iconic show?
So, the show was originally produced by my father, Ian Russell. So, back in the 80s, there was a real place in Sabden you could actually go to. Sabden's in the north of England, which was the Sabden Treacle Mining Museum. And you could actually go along there and you could see the black pudding benders and the parkin looms. And they made all of these characters, which were the Treacle People, which were these little puppets that were meant to be the miners that worked in the mines. And yeah, it was this lovely little tourist attraction. And my dad, Ian, was working with a guy called Mike Furness at LWT, which was the precursor to ITV. Mike just happened to be there on holiday. Went up to Sabden with his family and just happened to go into the Treacle Mining Museum and thought, this is a fantastic idea. So he went back and spoke to my dad and said, you must come up and see this. So they went up together to the Treacle Mining Museum and they saw, absolutely fell in love with the idea. So they spoke to the owner, which was a guy called Bill Dewhurst, who had set it up with his family, with his wife Barbara and their children. And they agreed to have it turned into a TV show. So my dad produced the TV show, Mike directed, and as you say, they made 2 series. It was BAFTA nominated at one point, which was very exciting for everyone. And yeah, they had it. A lot of the development happened when they got in touch with Brian and Jonathan Truman, who were the show's writers. So I don't know how familiar you are with Brian Truman's work, but he wrote shows like Danger Mouse and Count Duckula. Very prolific writer for sort of comedy TV, and it was his kind of wit and writing that was behind that wonderful style it has, where it's targeted. It was originally targeted and marketed at children, but really the jokes in it are for all ages, and there's jokes in it for grown-ups that only grown-ups will get as well. Nothing ever rude, but there's something in it for everyone, which is really nice. So yeah, that's how the idea came about. And then I grew up with it. Well, because Dad had made it, we therefore had the VHS tapes because it was VHS when I was growing up. And so I just grew up with it as a fan. When you're tiny, you've no idea what it means to have made a show or anything. It was just there was this lovely show on TV that we'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch because it used to be on first thing in the morning before the Hoobs. Yeah, we'd get up and watch that, and I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I loved the show, and it was only as I got a bit older I realized what it meant that Dad had made it. So yeah, then it was always something that was very close to our family, close to all of our hearts, and something that we wanted to keep going. So yeah, that's the story.
Excellent. I used to do the same as you, watch it at 3 o'clock in the morning just to get to watch
that's wonderful.
That's the best show ever to watch.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
Talking of the show, do you have a favourite episode or lines from the show?
I do. So my favorite episode is the episode "Where's Charlie?" Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have. Amazing episode, like all of them.
It's great, isn't it? It's so "Where's Charlie?" is where Charlie is Lil's assistant. So Lil runs the pub, and Charlie is her assistant, and he leaves Lil, and has had enough of her treating him badly, and goes off to work for their competitor. Which is Nellie Newchurch, and Lil's not very happy about that. So they have this confrontation out in the street, and the show just turns suddenly into a western. So you get the music, you got that guitar going, and the clock strikes noon, and then the aspect ratio narrows, like the screen narrows down like it's an old western movie, and you get these beautiful shots, and it's so stupidly silly, and I just love that. Also, the Christmas special is really special to me. I think that's really lovely. And my favorite lines, probably one of them is from the Christmas special, which is when Santa's sleigh isn't ready, and he's not very happy about that. So he goes, "You've been busy. Have you ever tried wrapping 47 million children's presents?" That always makes me laugh. I used to giggle at that hysterically when I was watching that when I was younger. And the other one is a stupid line that PC Pendle has when he's hiding in the ground. He's like hiding in a hole in the ground, and Lil says, "What the mankinals are you doing down there?" He says, "I'm on a chop out." She says, "What's a chop out?" He says, it's like a stakeout, but it's smaller and cheaper." And it's just nonsense. It makes no, it's very, very silly. It's just bad dad joke puns. But that's Brian Truman and my dad all over. And yeah, it's wonderful.
Yes, I love that quote. I got a favourite quote, especially when I think from the Where's Charlie episode when Lil goes, "And your life can start again by polishing them parking rollers."
And you get the shot of the parkin rollers. I don't know whether it's in that episode or another one, but where they've got cobwebs all over them, and they've clearly not been touched in like 20 years.
Yeah, yes,
There's lots of sort of animation gags in there, like these really blink and you'll miss it moments where you can see things like that just flash up for a second.
I have seen that. I just love it. In 2023, the Treacle People launched their official YouTube channel, which you have done as a tribute to your dad, who sadly passed away before the launch. What made you venture into a YouTube channel?
The tapes for the Treacle People were in our attic for many, many years while I was growing up. It was aired on ITV and Channel 4 and everything. And we had the original tapes for such a long time and they weren't doing anything. And Dad tried to pitch and repitch it to various broadcasts over the years, but TV had kind of moved on from that kind of animation. But I always thought this is a real cult classic that should be out there. It should be possible to watch the episodes. So I nagged him saying, let's bring it back in some way. Let's put it all on YouTube. Because YouTube we thought would be the most accessible place. Everyone has access to YouTube. If you've got the internet, you can get YouTube. So we thought, let's just get it in a way that as many people as possible can watch it. And so finally in 2023, he agreed to do that. And we took the tapes up to London and had them all digitized in HD. And we were all set up to launch the YouTube channel. And yeah, as you say, Dad then very suddenly passed away, which was a big shock to all of us. But I knew he'd have been really cross with me if I'd cancelled anything. So we had it all set up. So we carried on, and sort of in tribute to him, we then uploaded all of the episodes, and they're all there to watch now. And we also put them on Prime Video as well, because why not? We thought we'll get them in as many places as possible. So they're all on YouTube and they're all on Prime Video. And if the listeners of Swindon 105.5 would like to check it out, that would be fantastic.
It definitely would be. My advice to them would be subscribe to the Treacle People YouTube channel.
Excellent. You're a star.
Thank you. So, and as of in 2025 this year, you have recently released an audio series called Still Sticky, which you can listen to on Audible with the original cast. How does it feel to have an audio series out there?
Oh, well, the audio series was a real labor of love. I can't stress enough to you, Tyler, that there's no financial justification for it whatsoever. This is such a niche project. It's a passion project, right? Because it's this niche show from the 90s that we've revived in an even nicher form on audio. But it's one of these things that we all just felt should exist. And when we were trying to do this relaunch with Dad, and he was so proud of the Treacle People, we always wanted, and he particularly wanted to continue the story in some form, whether it was another series or a movie or an audio drama or a book, just something. We felt there was more story to tell. So after he passed away, I knew, okay, making TV is very expensive and we just don't have the budget for that. But what we could do is an audio drama. So I got in touch with the original cast and Jonathan Truman, one of the original writers. That's Brian Truman's son. And everyone was absolutely 100% up for it. They were like, yes, let's do it. So we had the help of Russell Smithson, who was the original sound designer, and Simon Webb, who was the original composer of the music. And everyone pulled together just to create this really lovely thing, which I'm really proud of. We've got 6 brand new episodes, new adventures for the Treacle People, set 20 years on from the original series. And yeah, they're all on Audible. Do listen. And more importantly, if you'd like to see us make any more of these, anybody listening, if you'd like to hear any more adventures, please do leave a review. It's the best thing you can do to support our endeavors, would be to leave some positive reviews or negative. If you don't like it, you can leave a negative review. That's fine. But, just leave us some reviews and that would really help boost us up.
Definitely would. And it'd be good, though, and if it does well, what could happen in the future with them.
Exactly. I mean, did you enjoy it?
Loved it.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it.
And talking of the show, the Treacle People never fails to make me laugh, and I hope to get more people to hear about it and watch it. How does it feel to have worked on the programme alongside the original cast and everything else?
Well, it's a bit surreal, really, because as I say, I grew up with it as a fan. Just growing up as a kid, I was a fan of the show. So now to actually be involved with its production is a strange thing. It's something I take as quite a lot of responsibility because it's Dad's legacy that I'm trying to preserve and continue. And also, it's a show that means a lot to a lot of people out there. The show has some very passionate fans. I think it's a really special thing, and I don't take that lightly. So I've tried as best I can to sort of preserve the original magic of the show. It's why we got so many people from the original show involved, tried to keep as many people involved as possible. So we knew it had to be the original cast. We weren't going to do recasts, had to be the original writer. And the fact that we had Russell Smithson on board to do the sound again, to give it that iconic sound that it has and keep that was fantastic. So yeah, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be still working on it, and I hope we get to do more in the future.
I hope so. And on lines of that, what is next for the Treacle People of Sabden?
Well, that kind of depends on how well the audio drama goes down. So it's very early days at the moment. As I say, I would love to make more. Everyone involved is keen to make more. All the cast, we all had a lovely time recording it. We'd love to do more, but we do need to make sure that everybody involved with the production is properly paid for their time, that we can pay the studio costs and everything. So we kind of, to come back and do it again, we need a little bit more of a justification for it to at least know that we're going to break even. So yeah, hopefully we can sell some more copies and get those reviews coming in. And if we hear enough people are enjoying it, then I will do everything I can to make some more adventures happen. And that will probably be on audio, because I think it's been a really lovely medium for it. I think it's translated really well to audio drama. So I think we'd love to continue it like that if we can.
Definitely, and I think it's nice though, and it's nice that it's out there on audio as well as visual.
Yeah, it's a slightly different kind of experience because those beautiful animated visuals were a special part of the show, and it's a shame not to have animation anymore with it. But what we've kept, I think, is the character of the show. And I think if you close your eyes when you're listening to it, you can really see the episode playing out. Sort of, I think it really fits. And Russell's done such a lovely job of adding all the sound effects that they would have added if they were animating it. So we've got little storyboards and things of what animation they would have done if it were visual, and we've got all the sounds that would have made. So we've really tried to be as faithful as possible to that experience.
Thank you for taking part in the interview with me, and I've had
no problem at all.
I've had an amazing time hearing all the facts and all some I didn't even know.
That's been an absolute pleasure.
Good man. Now, we just
a minute. There's something down here. Wait. What? Good grief. It's you!